Sure. So we're not really changing the class, we're just changing the book slightly, just as a kind of so what we've looked at so far is a hadith where we are just trying to find the madar and trying to find the narrators, right? We're not looking at any ilal, okay? And we mentioned that basically the system that we have, which is Tuhfat al-Ashraf, which gives us the madar, plus Tahdhib al-Tahdhib, which gives us the narrators and who studied with who, and some granular detail, which is very, very important. Um, it's not really enough for us to look at any kind of problems. So what I want to go on to now is looking at Sunan al-Nasa'i al-Kubra, because in the Kubra, he in the Sughra he mentions some ilal, but there is more in the Kubra, and so Sunan al-Sughra. Um, I'm just going to use the. This is the print that I have. It's Mu'assasat Risala. It's not like fundamentally amazing. So I'm going to share this just so we can see it, but we're going to still need our Tahdhib books, our physical copies of our books, and still need our Tuhfat al-Ashraf. Now, Tuhfat al-Ashraf does by default quote the hadiths that are in the Kubra, not the Sughra. So you might find it that it says seen, and you can't find it in Sunan al-Nasa'i. It's because it's in the Kubra, not the Sughra. So the Kubra is about 10,000 hadith or something like that. So again, if we come along and look at a hadith like this, right? It's going to say da 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 chain transmission, and we can already see the chain here. If we look at this chain like this, he'll say he'll say so and so from Abdurrahman. I don't know who this is. Oh, I believe this is Nasa'i himself, Abu Abdurrahman. So this is the narrator from him, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this is him. Look. أخبرنا أبو عبد الرحمن أحمد بن شعيب بن علي بن سنان النسائي. Right, so this is how the book is beginning. Okay, so the person who's narrating this from him. So here, uh, so this is the sub narrator from An-Nasa'i. Anyway, the chain goes Qutayba ibn Sa'id, Sufyan ibn Uyayna, Az-Zuhri, Abu Salama, this hadith. So this is the chain he gives us. Okay, this is what the chain we have to look at. Right? And we look each person up. These people, thiqa, 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 thiqa. It's all amazing. The hadith is well known, and I'm not going to bother doing it. Okay. So Qutayba ibn Sa'id. So how did I get to the stage? I'm just now speaking as in a training. How did I get to the stage where I can look at this and be like, yeah, I know who these people are, and this is Sufyan. Again, playing with a hadith. I cannot emphasize the importance of having the necessity to play with in this kind of information. Right? Fiqh and aqidah, you don't necessarily have to play around that much. You can just study the mutun and you understand what's going on. Nahu, fiqh, and aqidah. You can get somewhere by playing around, by just doing the mutun. You do 3 mutun and like you know stuff, or at least you have some ideas about things. Whereas hadith is all about playing around. So it wasn't obvious to you who Qutayba ibn Sa'id is. I can't help you. Nobody can help you. It wasn't obvious that this is Sufyan an Uyayna. You just have to go through these chains, right? Some of you might have seen on the video, just going through these chains in this book, in other places. I mean, like, yeah, you just have to play with things. Okay. but I don't want to do that now. So then, because there's no, he's not, I want to focus on a specific thing that he's doing. Um, so when it says ذكر اختلاف, doesn't come in the titles here. Okay, let's just keep going until it says that. الاختلاف هنا فلان. Okay, go and search here. Was the first one? I can't remember now. Did anybody find the first one? This is possibly the first one. This is ذكر اختلاف على فلان. Is this the first? It can't be. Volume 9. It's the first time there's the title. It comes way before that. I'm trying to find it. Give me a second. Where's my copy? Well, I'm packing my books up now, and it's like subhanAllah, I don't have my books. It's very difficult. It's going to come under. Okay, it's hadith number 35, I believe, is the first one. Hadith number 35. Anything before that? So yeah, 35. It begins. It says النهي للمتغوطين أن يتحدثا. This one here. Okay. So we need to look at this chain. Or in fact, we don't have to do that because we're gonna find the madar first. And so here we can also find the madar. Okay. So I want you to look at this hadith and tell me where the madar is. Okay. So it says da 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 da, da chain transmission. Okay. And then قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يخرج اثنان إلى غائط فيجلسان كاشفان عن عورتهما فإن الله يمقت على ذلك. Okay, and then he says أخبارنا أحمد بن حرب حدثنا قاسم حدثنا سفيان عن إكرمة عن يحيى عن عياض عن أبي سعيد. Is it the same person? It's not. يحيى ibn Abi Kathir writes it in two different ways. عن أبي عياض نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم المتغوطين أن يتحدثا فإن الله يمقت على ذلك. And then it continues. You have three chains for that one. There's one, two, three chains for that one. So then it says أخبرنا عمرو بن علي عن عبد الرحمن قال حدثنا عكرمة بن عمار عن يحيى again same يحيى عن هلال بن عياض قال حدثني أبو سعيد قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول لا يخرج الرجلان على غائط كاشفين عن عورتيهما يتحدثان فإن الله يمقت على ذلك. And that's it. That's the three hadiths. Yeah. So let's have a look at this hadith. Okay. Let's just divide it up, inshallah. Who we have. So, Aban, if you can look up the hadith in Tuhfat al-Ashraf. So, where's the problem here, Aban, so far? Looking up in Tuhfat al-Ashraf.
The companion is
Exactly. Right. So, is it Abu Sa'id al-Khudri or is it Abu Hurairah? So, now you're stuck. So, you're going to have to look under both. Okay. So, maybe you can have two people doing that. Adib, if you can also do that, if you look in Tuhfat al-Ashraf for this hadith. So, and then the wording لا يخرج الرجلان على الغائط كاشفان عن عورتيهما يتحدثان فإن الله يمقت على ذلك. Okay, and we go back here. Here it says نهى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم المتغوطين أن يتحدثا. So it's a totally different beginning. So the problem is it doesn't really begin. لا يخرج اثنان. That's how that one begins. So maybe Adib, if you can look up this one, you can look up under Abu Hurairah. لا يخرج اثنان. Try and look up this one. And from Abu Hurairah. And then Abu Sa'id, Aban, you can look up Abu Sa'id. Try and look up Naha Rasulullah. Try and see this one. Al-Mutaghawwitin. Try and see that one. And try and see لا يخرج الرجلان. Okay, Aban, is that okay?
okay.
Adib, is that okay?
I'm just following you, Sheikh, because I don't have the book with me right now.
Okay, can you just look it up in the electronic form? And you can just use the Shamila if you want.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Okay. And then we have, who else do we have here? We have Saif and Zafar. Okay. So Saif and Zafar, I need you to do this. If you go back here, so the madar of the hadith is Yahya. Is it? Or is it Ikrimah? I think it's Ikrimah. 1 second. It's Ikrimah. All of them go. Ikrimah ibn Ammar. So Ikrimah ibn Ammar, he is our suspect. This is where the problem is. So basically, he's narrating from Yahya in two different ways. Okay, so let's look up Ikrimah ibn Ammar and Yahya ibn Abi Kathir and see what's going on there. Okay, Saif and Zafar, is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
After that, basically, we have, it's two different chains. Then we have Ayad here, and the other one has another name. Hilal ibn Ayad, which is like totally different. So it seems that the problem is with one of these two. It's either Ikrimah or Yahya ibn Abi Kathir. Well, actually, I have it I have the number here. So in my edition, it actually gives the number. This is hadith. It gives me the hadith number. I think it has in the Tuhfat al-Ashraf. Yeah, it doesn't do it here. So in my print, it gives me the number 4397. 4397, yeah. So I have 4397 and 15404. Okay, Aban. So 4397. That's the one from. So, that's the one. That's 4394. That's the one from Abu Sa'id, and then the other one is one. Adib is 15404. So Adib, you can just look this up. 15404. Tuhfat al-Ashraf. So Zafar and Saif, there is specific information about Ikrimah ibn Ammar narrating from Yahya ibn Abi Kathir. So you want to find that specific information.
Okay.
Okay, how's everybody doing?
Ikrimah bin Amrar. There's a quote saying that لا يحتج بروايته عن يحيى بن أبي كثير.
Okay, لا يحتاج به. Okay, so when you looked in التهذيب, did you find specifically that he was good or bad, or did you find specifically that he was bad from Yahya ibn Abi Kathir?
From Yahya.
Right, so this is what we're talking about. I go to التهذيب, or I'm just looking at this narrator, he's a good or bad. Okay, I'm not interested in good or bad. Right, I'm interested in the specific thing, لا يحتج به. Okay, what does Nasa'i specifically say about him?
Still reading through.
Okay. Okay, Aban and Adib, have you got anywhere?
Yes, Sidi. So from what I could tell from the discussion and Tuhfa, as for the number you gave it, so first they give the chain عن قواريري عن ابن مهدي عن كرمة ابن عمار عن يحيى بن أبي كثير عن هلال, and then قال Abu Dawud, like the previous person had mentioned, هذا لم يسنده إلا عكرمة وهو مرسل عندهم, and then قال أبو داود يعني عكرمة وعكرمة في يحيى ليس بذاك.
Great. So say it one more time, please.
وقال أبو داود وعكرمة في يحيى ليس بذاك.
So Yahya,
And
so
then
Ikrimah narrating from Yahya ibn Abi Kathir is not that amazing. And what did he say before that?
هذا لم يسنده إلا عكرمة وهو مرسل عندهم.
Right. So Lam Yusnidhu. So the only person who narrates it from Yahya ibn Abi Kathir as a muttasil hadith that's complete with complete chain transmission is Ikrimah. Otherwise, other people narrate from Yahya ibn Abi Kathir mursalan. Okay? Okay. So now what I need you to do is I need you to find out who else narrates it. Right? So you said who else? You said who narrates it mursalan? Or you said it just said huwa عندهم mursal. That's what it says.
Yeah, so then
So what I need you to do then is two things, okay? I need you to look in two places. So here, when you say the hadith is mursal, there's two places that will be useful for me to go and check if that's true or not. Number one, the marasil of Abi Dawood, and chances are it's going to say the same thing, or it's going to have the same comment, right? So look in the marasil of Abi Dawood and the marasil of Ibn Abi Hatim. Right, so they're slightly different. The Marasil of Abi Dawood, it'll quote the hadith in its chapter. Okay, it quotes a hadith in its chapter, and no, yeah, it's not actually a good idea. That's a good place to go. So Marasil ibn Abi from Abu Dawood, you will see. You should say the same hadith and should see the same discussion, but he might give me more information. So go there and then tell me what you find, and then there's somewhere else we can look as well.
all right.
Okay. If you could just post whatever you find as well. So Adib, the hadith number should be that's the hadith number, okay? In Tuhfat al-Ashraf. The other one was 4397. That was another one. But that's the one you want to find. Okay. And if you can just post whatever you find in the chat, inshallah, everybody. So can we see that by finding the madar, I don't need to find out who Amr ibn Ali is, right? I didn't even just looking at here in the Mujtaba in the Sunan al-Kubra, I didn't need to look him up because I already know everything's going through Ikrimah, right? I already found the madar.
Nasai says about Ikrama, laysa bihi ba's.
Okay, good. So laysa bihi ba's, that means that's pretty good then, right?
Yeah.
So the issue is that he's not problematic. He's problematic from Yahya ibn Kathir. But there's other information.
So see along that same line. So when after Abu Dawud says that Laisa Bizak, then he says La'allahu fi kubra. So maybe I mean he's trying to indicate that
Who is?
Ikrimah on Abu Sa'id, he's not that good.
1 second. Let me just 1 second. I just lost where I was. We were here, okay? So can you paste that, please? About what you just read? قال أبو داود وأكرم في يحيى ليس بذاك. Okay, جزاهم خير. And then it says كاف سين فيه الطهارة لعله في الكبرى. Yeah. So it's not in Abu Dawud itself. So this where did you find this? أكرم في يحيى ليس بذاك. You found that in the Marasil?
No, Sayyid. This is from Tuhfa. I'm looking at the Marasil. Just give me 2 minutes.
This is from this is from the
Tuhfatul Ashraf.
okay. There we go. See Zafar. ليس به بأس إلا في حديث يحيى ابن أبي كثير. There we go. Okay. Notice this issue here. If you look at Adib's, share this. So here, even have a problem with this name. Is it Hilal ibn Ayad or Ayad ibn Hilal? So that's why, if you look at the two chains, if you look at the two chains, so hadith 36 and 37, one it says from, so Yahya ibn Abi Kathir an Hilal ibn Iyad, and the other one says, that's 37, sorry, and 36 says an Iyad. So it's like, are these two different people? Is there a gap in the chain? What's going on? It's usually they're the same person. Okay. Saif, you found anything?
Not yet anything.
Okay.
I'm still looking.
So if you can, who's Adib, if you can look at in the Ilal of Ibn Abi Hatim. Okay, and put excuse me. The Ilal of Ibn Abi Hatim, and find what we look under. Look under لا يخرج اثنان إلى الغائط. Try and do that. لا يخرج this beginning part here. لا يخرج اثنان إلى الغائط. In the Ilal of Ibn Abi Hatim. Aban, were you able to find it in the Marasil?
No, see, there's another hadith, not this one.
It's not the same hadith.
But
Because what he'll do in the Marasil is just show you that it's mursal and not otherwise. قال يحيى القطان مرسلات. Okay, جزاكم خير. So there's something else then, right? So basically, so if it is mursal in the end, then it's not very useful anyway. يحيى ابن القطان شبه الريح. It's like the wind. It's not reliable. Because he's of the Sigar Tabi'in. If he's of the Tabi'in at all, pretty sure he's Sigar Tabi'in. Okay, جزاكم الله خير. Okay, Yahya, are you able to look something up in the Hakim, Mustadrak al-Hakim? Who's free right now? Who's finished looking for what they're looking for?
see, it's not there in the Marasil of
It's
Abu
not that
Zar.
Marasil. Okay. If you look in Ilal ibn Abi Hatim
Okay,
and
I'll do that.
look under the same thing. Look up لا يخرج اثنان إلى الغائط. Or no, tell you what. Look up فإن الله يمقت على ذلك. Because that's in all of them. فإن الله يمقت على ذلك. And if somebody else can look it up in Hakim as well, فإن الله يمقت على ذلك, you can find it in Hakim as well.
In terms of this, like, what do we exactly have to look up?
فإن الله يمقت على ذلك. This the very last part of the hadith. Just look it up in Hakim in the Mustadrak of Hakim.
Okay.
Just this last phrase here. إن الله يمقت على ذلك. So this is kind of going out. We're already going out of our. Okay, try another phrase. Look, try something else because it is there in Ibn Abi Hatim. Look up mm, look up Hadith Akrima Wahm. Hadith space Akrima Wahm. Should find it in the Ilal.
Yes, Siri, I found it.
Okay. Okay, can you paste it?
Yeah.
If you paste it in the chat, Abad?
Yes, Siri, I'm pasting it just on
Oh,
2 pages.
okay. Okay. Which book is this, Aban?
أبي هاتنا علم.
Say it again, sorry. Oh yeah, this is Ibn Abi Hatim. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't select it all. Like, it's odd. I can't select it all. Can you send it on the chat on the WhatsApp group, because I can't for some reason I can't select it.
Sure, sir.
Go to the next page. So سمعت أبي. I heard there's something here. يقول في حديث رواه أكرمة ابن عمار. This is the hadith. عن يحيى ابن أبي كثير عن هلال بن عياد. يقال أيضا عياض بن هلال. عن سعيد خدري عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. Okay. And he says ورواه الأوزاعي. So now he has information that we don't have. Okay. Which is, so we looked at our chain. What did we find? Right. We found, where were we? We looked at our chain and we found that the madar of the hadith was around Ikrimah from Yahya ibn Kathir, and we saw that there was a problem. One chain narrated it as from Abi Salama from Abu Hurairah, right? And then the other one from the same person. So Ikrimah also narrated from Yahya ibn Abi Kathir from somebody else totally, from Iyad, from Abi Sa'id, right? So we're kind of confused what's going on here. Different people are studying with Ikrimah ibn Ammar, and he's telling different people different things. So we were confused. So we were already privy to the fact that Ikrimah is narrating this ikhtilaf ala Ikrimah ibn Ammar, meaning he's narrating it in different ways. He's the problem, right? It's not just one other person. Number one. Then we researched Ikrimah and we realized there's a problem in his hadith when he narrates from Yahya, specifically. Okay? We then added to that, we went out of our scope and we looked in the ilm, and so again, that not every single problem is going to be found in this book, but this is the ilm of Ibn Abi Hatim, and then we found the following information. Right? Where's my whiteboard gone? I lost the whiteboard. Right? Yeah, I lost that. We found this. Okay, we found that it says da 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 da. He says the sahih, the real chain of the hadith is the following. Oh, it's in the chat here. Let's try and find it now. Okay, here it is. Am I? I don't know. Okay. The real chain of the hadith is like this. It goes from who is it, Akrimah? In reality, what happens, it goes through Akrimah and other people. So the madar of the hadith in reality is Yahya ibn Abi Kathir, because we also found that Awza'i narrates it. So how would you know that then? So now you're going to have to go as broad as you possibly can. So when we're doing takhrij, you have to go as broad as you possibly can to try and find in every single possible and impossible place. Okay? So we're going to go to the outside the 6 books. Just keep looking everywhere you can. Okay? So then we find the madar of the hadith is actually Yahya ibn Kathir. And Awza'i, who is strong when he's narrating from Yahya ibn Kathir, narrates from the Prophet ﷺ mursalan. Right? And then here, قال أبي, i.e. Ibn Hatim al-Razi says, الصحيح, the proper narration is هذا. There's this one. Meaning, Al-Awza'i, and he says, وحديث عكرمة وهم, or وهم. So, Aban, if you can find the difference, waham versus waham. Wahmun with the sukoon and waham. There's a difference between the two of them. Okay, so anyway, it's a mistake. So therefore, the hadith is from Yahya ibn Abi Kathir, mursalan. And as Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Qattan, I believe it was Saif or somebody else said, was it Saif? Yeah. From Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Qattan, right? So Yahya al-Qattan, found by Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Qattan, hadith critic, not Yahya ibn Sa'id al-Ansari, the Qadi of Medina. He says, mursalat Yahya ibn Kathir, shibr rih, they're not very strong. So the correct narration of the chain is that the chain is weak. That's the correct chain. Okay. Now there might be other supporting evidence, might be something else, Allahu A'lam. But that's the basic picture. Okay. Did everyone understand the process that we took?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jam' turuq, finding the different chains, right? And that saves us time. Why? Because otherwise you have to start looking at every single person. You were looking at the sub narrator from Imam Nasa'i. It's not very useful. You don't need to do that. Like, why doesn't it matter? It's like, well, this hadith is found elsewhere anyway. It doesn't really matter who these people are. Okay, and then we found the madar. And we looked at the marasil of Abi Dawood because it could have been there. It could have specifically said the same information. We could, and then we looked also in the ilal of Ibn Abi Hatim. We may have even found the same information, by the way, in Tahذib al-Tahذib. Like sometimes you find information like this. This hadith is wrong, the correct one is this. Right? So it's specifically mentioned, just like we had specific information about this from this. Similarly, had we gone, and maybe I can give this 2 pieces of homework for people. So one piece of homework is wahm versus waham. The other one is look in Kitab al-Du'afa by al-Uqayli. Al-Uqayli with an ayn, Al-Uqayli, and you might actually say, and here's an example of this weak hadith. Okay, and here's an example of one of his weak hadiths. Okay, and another place, also Ibn Adi in the Kamil, right? Look in Al-Kamil fi al-Du'afa by Ibn Adi, Ayn Dalia, Ibn Adi. You might find this hadith as well. So this is a useful thing to do. I'm looking up a hadith, I just look up in this book. Maybe it's going to be there anyway. And similarly, Al-Majruhin by Ibn Hibban. Right? You look in the Majruhin of Ibn Hibban, you're like, oh, here Ibn Hibban is telling me about this narrator and about one of his mistakes. Great. So useful. Okay. So these are, again, all shortcuts that may or may not find you a solution. Okay, so we mentioned what? Well, the 3 books we said to look it up in for homework. Try and find this hadith in
Ibn Adi,
Ibn Adi
Kamil
al-Qayli,
fi al-Du'afa, Ibn Hibban al-Majruhin,
and
Al-Du'afa.
Al-Majruhin by Ibn Hibban. Inshallah. Okay, and then we also have to, the homework is then there's also wahm. Is it hadithu ikrimata wahmun or waham? There is a difference. I can't remember what it is now, but there's a difference between wahamun and wahmun. Okay, inshallah we'll stop here. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان الله وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب